What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It has been very long. There's no excuses except for that I've been in a claim with my city due to a pothole ruining one of my wheels and causing it to leak, and then a whole other bunch of crap happened. So I kind of been just left in the mud and not being taken care of by the city because of their damn potholes. So I've been on stock wheels the entire time, and I hate how my car looks with stock wheels. It just looks really gross. Excuse that, that's my breakfast warming up. But today I have a video. You know, it's good that I have a video, but it's kind of not good for me. But I heard it's a simple fix. But my power window anti-trap system failed. The motor is good, it's just the window regulator that went out. I opened up the little outside of the door and looked behind the little vapor wall, and I saw that all of the little metal wiring was all tangled up. So I'm gonna go ahead at like 11:30ish, gonna go ahead to O'Reilly's and buy a new one for a lifetime warranty, which is awesome. That's what I wanted. And then I'm probably gonna install that today, so that way I don't have to worry about driving anywhere with my window down, because that shit's really scary here in this town. But hey, I got a video for you guys. I'm gonna do a how-to. Be easy because I'm learning as well, but I've literally looked all over YouTube and nobody has done one for the E60. It's really mainly I've seen an E90, which it could probably be transferred over, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say fucking and do this video as well. So I hope you guys find this useful, and let's learn this shit together, because it doesn't look too hard, but hey, it doesn't hurt to have a how-to, right? I already had the door card off because it's a completely new day, but the other day I took it all off. On the rear E60 for 2007, there's one here, and then the other one is underneath here somewhere. And those are the only two bolts that are holding it in. Everything else is clips, and I used a trim removal tool. It's not in here, but I use that to get it out. And then basically when it's loose, the only ones holding in are these. So you gotta kinda lift a little up, but mainly pull towards you to take it off. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. And then all these wires here, and then be extra careful when you're removing this vapor wall right here. Leave all the sticky stuff wherever it goes, because you're gonna be reusing it again. So mine, I think it's a little worse because mine won't even lock when it's up all the way. It just falls right down. So we gotta kind of find a way to keep the window propped up, and then get this right here out, which this right here is regulator, and then the motor's right there underneath it. Let me focus. Right there, the motor's right there, and then this is the part of the regulator that's all jacked up. So we're gonna be taking that apart. We got 2 of the 3 bolts out right there. The battery is disconnected. We have the window hanging with strips of tape securely. Of course, you wanna make sure it's not gonna fall and chop your hand off. What else? You wanna make sure the battery is disconnected so you don't, you know, like, I don't know, get electrocuted. But, you know, we're just learning here. So you gotta take this one off. Take the last bolt that's down here off, and then take this one off, and then we'll get to the top one, and then this whole thing should just come out, and then we'll be able to replace this motor onto the new one. Alrighty, so another update. So far, I've gotten every single bolt out except for the last one, which is the one that's directly here. Now I'm having a little bit of issue because when it's all the way down and it's not even sitting on the regulator, there's still not enough room in here for me to get any sort of wrench or whatever it is to get in there, because the glass is still there. Now, when it's all the way up, the glass cuts off about right here, still blocking this area right here, around this area. And I don't know how to take the window out, and I really don't want to take the window out. Everybody that I've watched who has done a pretty shitty job on how to, I don't see them taking the window out. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out what exactly to do, because the only reason it's taking me this long is because, like I've said, I'm new to this. I'm learning what size nuts and bolts everything is, so it's like going back and forth to the toolbox and trying to figure out what size I need. But other than that, it's pretty easy. I already have the motor out, so I can actually start assembling that now if I really wanted to. But yeah, last thing I have to do is get this last one right there. See if you guys can see that right there. That last one, I don't know. So I'm probably gonna go on my Instagram for my car and see if any of my fellow E60 people have done it. But my issue was it's tangled on OEM at least, and this motherfucker snapped. So I think the one that snapped is the one that goes here. Let me let it focus. The wire that goes here, because it's not there on the OEM one, so I don't know how that happened, but we got a new one, and I'm gonna figure out how to get this bolt out. So we're gonna learn together, and we'll let you know. All right, so I got the new one out. While I sit and contemplate how to get that one bolt out, we're gonna go ahead and attach the good motor, the good OEM motor, to the new regulator, and it looks actually really good quality, to be honest, for O'Reilly, and it's lifetime warranty. So if this ever happens again on this driver rear, I don't have to worry. I can go get a brand new one, do all this process over again. But basically, we're just gonna go ahead and align it to wherever it goes, and boom, got a new motor in here. Easy peasy, right? This part at least is pretty easy. I mean, this whole regulator situation is pretty easy. It's just that one area is getting kind of frustrating. All right, so I watched a guy who did a pretty good video. It was just in pictures. I actually do have to remove the window, and basically we're gonna be taking this off and the inside of this off because there's a few bolts and this gets in the way of the window. And after we take that out, we'll be able to remove the window, getting us to that one bolt, and boom, we can just throw it right back in, and it shouldn't be too hard. If anything, I'll leave the glass right here in the car, so that way it's safe and sound on nice and soft stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. Shout out to that guy. I'll link that video / picture slide down in the description in case I missed anything or didn't explain it properly for you guys to understand. But I'll probably go over it again just so that way you guys do understand. Jeez, it was such a pain, man. So basically we had to remove the weather stripping here. We had to remove this little clip right here, which goes all the way in there, and it's held in by 3 screws. So it's kind of scary, but you gotta kind of bend this and pull it off of the glue that's on there to get behind here to where all the bolts are at, which is like right there. It's pretty easy, basic Phillips head, and then just a lot of pulling. You might wanna be very careful not to scratch any of your glass because you're gonna be reusing that, of course. So time to get to that damn stubborn bolt. And there it is, guys. So you definitely have to take the window out in order to do the rear for E60s. This is rear, so the front, it's most likely completely different because I'm pretty sure the regulators for those are a lot bigger. It's like 2 of these combined and it's like turn, and it's really weird. But for the rear, you'll be good. It's pretty easy. So basically, little step by step with everything out. So this is how it is. The window sits in here. There's a bolt here. There's a bolt on top. And then there's these 3 which connects the motor to that. I started off by disconnecting the motor, unplugging it from the wires, and pulling it out. And then I went to this one because it was the easiest to get. And I used this right here. What is this, a 10? I used a 10 millimeter, whatever the fuck this is. I used this piece because it was the only way for me to get inside of here and be able to turn. That's the only thing that fit. So you're gonna wanna use a 10 millimeter of one of these. And then this top bolt, that's this one right here, is the same as the bolt that is holding the motor in with the clamp. So we use one of these. This is a 10 millimeter as well. So you're gonna wanna use that as well. For these bolts right here, I use this. It doesn't come with a size. I just have a pack and I started using it until the proper size fit in it. So comes off pretty easy. It's a really simple job. You just need to be very careful because you're messing with glass. You don't want to break it, you don't want to cut yourself, you don't want to ruin anything. So, easy peasy. And here's the OEM. I really thought I was going to be able to untangle this, but this thing's snapped in so many places. Like I said, I can feel with my hands that right here it was missing this piece, so I already knew it was gone. And I think I showed you guys, but it's like just completely snapped. It got tangled and it's kind of ruined itself. So, really happy that I got a new one, and it was, you know, somewhat simple enough for me to do it and learn it in a few hours. Now that I know if, you know, another one of my windows go out, I can probably do it with this within an hour, maybe even 30 minutes, because it's pretty simple. So, time to throw in the new one, throw in the glass, throw back all the trimming, and get this thing going back on, because the battery is off, so I have to reconnect the battery, make sure everything is good, make sure the window works good, and that I didn't do something wrong. Let's go. Hope for the best. And just like that, guys, the window works perfectly fine. Lined up where it needs to be, everything put back properly, no issues whatsoever. So, hope you learned alongside of me. Again, if you have any questions that I didn't, you know, make clear, ask down in the comment sections. If not, go check out that video. I'm gonna try and this car off before I kill the battery again. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed.